Wind, 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 wind. Is there too much wind? Is it noisy on the microphone? Don't know. Maybe I should wait for the gust to stop. Just got home from a 2-day, 2-night, 3-day, 2-night trip to Coffs Harbour. Had an awesome time forward driving and camping. That's actually our first trip away since COVID-19. Camping only was allowed a few days ago, and then we decided to get away for the June long weekend. We went to Coffs just because I know a few good bush camps there, which would have been away from the crowds. The main campgrounds and main areas like Barrington Tops and all that near us this weekend would have just been absolute chaos. But yeah, just got home and about to unpack the car from the trip, sort all my gear out. We had a big storm last night. It rained and everything got really wet, so I'm gonna have to dry it all out. But I wanted to do a Q&A type video. I'm just trying to keep the videos going since I had like 3 months without trips. I put out a thing on Instagram and I got a few questions. I'll sort through them and pick a few there that I can answer for people. And I'll try unpack and sort out all this gear at the same time. The first question which I get asked all the time is, what do I do for work? Do I even go to work? Because I always seem to be away on four-wheel drive trips. I'm a casual school teacher, so I work, I know it kind of changes a bit, anywhere from 3, 4, 5 days a week. Because I'm a school teacher, we go away school holidays for a couple of weeks and they'll just film a heap of videos and they'll sort of spread out over the next month or two. And then we'll go away maybe 2-3 weekends during the school term. And because I'm casual, I can sort of, you know, get a Friday or Monday off here and there. And because I'm not a full-time teacher, that gives me the time I need to edit, film, do all these videos, because there's a fair bit of work. If I was doing full-time school teaching, I wouldn't be able to do the videos as well. So it's a good balance where I can sort of do both things. This is also dirty. We got annihilated last night. We camped on the edge of a cliff on those like Glen Ray Sherwood cliffs. And the same thing happened last time we were there. It's had this massive lightning storm come in. Just thunder and lightning all around us. Then it started pelting down hail last night. The wind came through and it just had like mud, sand, like that sandstone stuff just fly through everything, and it's all soaked as well. The next question was, why did I choose a Navara? I like the modern four-wheel drives, like a modern dual cab ute. It's still comfortable like on the road for your daily driving and your big trips. It's not like a big Land Cruiser or Patrol. It's not like massive on fuel and all those different things. I personally like the look of the Navaras. I like that they have rear coil springs. I got my first one, I just got it because I got it cheap hail damaged and I just really liked it. They just seem to go really well off-road. I'm happy with them. That's kind of the main reason, not really any drastic reason why, just the last one proved itself. So I figured I'd go another one, stick with what works well for me. Then they're very capable with like the rear coil springs, gives heaps of suspension travel, and most of them have a rear locker as well. That front traction control, like it's amazing what they can do once you put a bit of lift and decent tires on them. And then the next question was, what would my dream four-wheel drive be? Well, if I had unlimited, and that was if I had unlimited money. If I had unlimited money, then maybe a 79 series with a rear coil conversion or fully set up. Or the other thing would be same as what I got, but just do a solid axle swap in the front, just so that it's a lot more capable, but still a modern vehicle. But in saying that, like this thing does everything I really need anyway. Like it's kind of already my ultimate four-wheel drive. I don't know what else. Like, what else do I need? But yeah, definitely one of those big cruisers or big patrols would be good to have a go at. 4.2 Patrol, even one of your older solid axle cruisers, the 100 series, 80 series, something like that, if it was done up really well. Get a lot of questions about camera gear. I mention this pretty regularly, but very quickly. Sony A6300 with a Rode Video Mic Pro on it, and a f4 18-105 lens is the main camera. GoPro 8 mounted on my dash, GoPro 7 for those backup shots on the track, and DJI Mavic Air as the drone. And I edit on iMovie, which is a very basic one, but it still seems to work for me. Luke from Drifter lent me his electric chainsaw for a couple of weeks. Took it away this weekend. First time using electric chainsaw because normally I use the petrol ones, and it was quite surprising how well an electric chainsaw works. This is a steel one. It's obviously just battery operated instead of petrol, and then you just have to keep your bar oil up. But these are these chainsaw bags to make these cool chainsaw bags to go with the electric chainsaws. I've got all different compartments for everything. I'm gonna have to dry it all out because it got all wet. Yeah, you see me using that in this cost video when it comes out. That's probably the only thing of these chainsaw bags. They're perfect for like in your vehicle for an electric chainsaw, which you can do because you don't have fuel and that. But I tied it on the roof. Yeah, obviously this is not mine, this is his. I have to give it back to him. But definitely consider upgrading to an electric one at some stage from a petrol. So much less noisier. You just like hold down a button and it just starts going, and it cuts beautifully, and you don't have to worry about fuel. Now, how did I get into making these videos? When I got into four-wheel driving, which is probably 4 or 5 years ago now. The last Navara was my first proper four-wheel drive. Before that I tried to go off-roading in the Hyundai iX35 and got that bogged out the bush and had to get rescued by a tractor. I got it bogged on the beach both times I tried to go on the beach because it's just an all-wheel drive. Plus I had no idea what I was doing. And anyways, when I got into actual four-wheel driving, I went onto YouTube to find places to go and, you know, tips, tricks with four-wheel driving, all those different pieces. First two people I started watching were Ronnie Dahl and Stefan Fischer, who's all off-road. What is he? I forget now. But yeah, I was watching those two, and I don't know, I just thought it was really cool what they did making videos and that, and I decided I wanted to give it a go and make my own videos just to document our trips and our memories and have a crack. I went to Officeworks and bought like a $15 tripod to mount my phone on, and took that away and just filmed some clips on the first trip, and it kind of built from there. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never owned a proper camera, never flown a drone, had no experience, no nothing, and I just made it up as I went. If you go back to my first videos, they're pretty bad, but I learnt a lot from watching other YouTubers, not even so much four-wheel driving YouTubers, just general like vloggers and that. And I sort of watched what they did, which was enjoyable and cool and good to watch, and then I'd try and add that into my videos as well. And then just slowly build over time. Like I just kind of did it as for my own benefit, I guess, as a memory thing and just something to cool, and I started to enjoy it, that creative, you know, filming, editing, creating a video and putting it out, and then sort of getting positive feedback from people. Alright, then there was another question which is kind of similar to the one I just answered, which is any tips for someone starting a YouTube channel or whatever. I don't really know, because half the time I wonder why people watch my videos. Like I don't know what, because I know there's quite a few out there, I don't know what makes me stand out from others half the time. But I think with a video you need to have a storyline. Story is important. So I try and frame my videos to go like some four-wheel driving, then getting to camp, finding a nice camp, views, maybe a swim at a cool spot, bit of four-wheel driving again on the way home. So try and create a story with your video, information for people. So I try and do like, you know, I try and provide places to go for people and some tips along the way and things to see, things to do, so it gives people information. I've slowly worked on my camera skills as I've went, so a variety of shots. Music is very important. With music, I can only choose music that's copyright free, so I'm very limited, but I try and work music into the setting of the video, and having like enough of each shot, like a few GoPro shots, a few drone shots, a few shots of me talking, a few of four-wheel driving. Try and mix it up as much as you can to keep it interesting. And I think a big thing for me is a lot of the trips are just like Kai and myself, or Dad will come along or whatever, and we're in more sort of standardish vehicles. We're not in massive four-wheel drives. We're doing family trips that are more relevant to a lot of people who are going out four-wheel driving, compared to say four-wheel drive action, which I love. I love watching four-wheel drive action, but it's probably not as relevant to say like a family going out, or you know, you and your partner going out four-wheel driving. It's a bit harder to sort of replicate what they do, because it's, you know, a lot of people, a lot of vehicles, a lot of sort of a bit unrealistic. I think my videos are probably a bit more realistic to the average person. Thoughts on bush bashing a brand new four-wheel drive? Well, I've done it. This car hasn't even got 20,000 Ks on it. I've already bashed the hell out of it. If you're going to buy a four-wheel drive and modify it, understand that it kind of sucks when you get an expensive car and then you spend a lot of money modifying them, but that's what they're there for. Like, my best memories in life are in this four-wheel drive, and they're going to continue to be. I'm not going to get memories, you know, driving around the streets in it or sticking to the main fire trails. I basically treat it like a bulldozer out the bush half the time, because once I'm out there and I'm having that much fun, the scratches and the little dents and that don't worry me. Another one, this is another good one. Do I know the GMV or the mass weight, whatever you want to call it, of the vehicle when it's loaded? I don't know that. I probably should get that tested. I don't think it would be over limit, because I haven't got like anything major big on it. It's kind of still, it's kind of like the bar works, probably the main weight. Obviously it would add up, but I think it would still scrape in, but I probably should get it tested. How long do you plan to keep doing content videos? No plans. I'm loving doing it, and this channel's slowly growing, so just keep going and see what happens. What are you trying to do differently with this build compared to the old one? The main things were get engine protection on nice and early, so your secondary fuel filter, oil catch can, diff breathers, those important things. And other than that, just make it that little bit more capable. So I put slightly bigger tires on it, slightly bigger lift, still within reason. It's like a 2-inch lift, 33s. It's got the rear locker, so just make it that more capable so I can get out and do those more tracks now. Favorite camp places, camp spots, places to go? I love Coffs Harbour. That's probably Coffs Harbour, Barrington Tops, probably my closest local spots to go. I love the Blue Mountains, Lithgow area. I love the Victorian High Country, and I love like Fraser Island and Tasmania. So many places to go. Like, you just go to them all. But yeah, they're definitely probably my top 5 or 6. Quite a few questions about other people coming with me, tag along trips. It's not really something I plan on doing at this current time. Tag along trips between balancing a normal job, a son, my own life and personal time and things, and then my own camping trips doesn't leave much time for tag alongs. And all these I love doing these trips. I love going out there, and like for me it's kind of my own like escape, get out there, like just, you know, just myself and car with a couple of close people I know, and spend that time out the bush doing the things you love. And I want to film all of those things. If I start doing tag alongs and that, it's gonna be very different, very hard to film like a tag along with say 10 people. Like, it's not gonna work. So if I do that, it's going to take away from the YouTube and these videos, which is what I love doing. I may try and organise a couple like just one-day things, like a couple of day meetups where people can come along for a drive if they want, maybe something like that, but I can't see myself doing tag-alongs. I get a lot of people always ask if they can come along. It's nothing personal, but I just, obviously, like, I don't know any of these people that are asking me. I've met the odd people through YouTube, like Shad, Mitch, Tim, a few people here and there that I've sort of randomly said yes to here and there. I met some awesome people as well, which has been very good. I'm always keen to meet new people and that, but I also still want to do my own thing. I don't want every time I go away to be like, you know, meeting new people and trying to do new things and all that. I just want to go away and do my own thing and spend time with the people like who I know and love, kind of thing. My mates, my family, my son. Oh, that's a big one. Future mods to the car. I have some platinum mechanical and suspension intercooler piping coming soon. Nothing major really, like I've spent a fair bit of money on it. I had to sort of redo that dual battery system, so that works a lot better now. I'm quite happy with everything. Possibly a tray and half canopy setup in the future, but that's going to be a lot of money. I've kind of spent all the money I need to on this car for now. I'm just going to enjoy it. You got things like a tune, exhaust, there are possibilities one day but no current plans, and the tray and canopy setup would be the main one, just to make it much better for touring. I'm actually looking drifter, bringing in a rooftop tent very soon. I think I'm gonna test out one of them for them, so that would be cool to give a rooftop tent a go. other than that, like, the vehicle's pretty well set up now. Might slowly do bits and pieces to it over time, but I'd rather put my money towards trips and experiences and servicing it mostly at this point. Another one here, what are your evening or night activities after setting up camp? Cook dinner, set up the swag, like light the fire, look after Kai, and organise all my camera gear. Backing up footage for the day is like an hour's work, and then just sit around the fire and chill. I'm not really a big drinker. I'll have 1 or 2 beers, and some nights I won't even have a beer. Normally go to bed pretty early because I'm exhausted. That's about it. Nothing exciting. Kai and I'll play a few like card games or a game of chess or whatever it be, and you know, obviously I've got other people, just sit and chat really, hang by a fire. Tips for solo four-wheel driving was another one I had here, because I did a lot of solo four-wheel driving when I first got in. I didn't have anyone else to go. I just went by myself or with Kai, and it was just like a solo vehicle thing, and I had no idea what I was doing. I think it was just about learning in your local areas where there's help not too far away, not out in the middle of nowhere. Drive sensibly, don't drive hard and break things, like know your limits. Having a winch was a massive one for me. Having a winch so you can get yourself out of a lot of situations, using common sense, and having recovery gear, a little bit of knowledge, not going too hard, knowing when to turn around on the track if you need to. But I've been in a lot of like pretty crap situations. I always seem to manage to get myself out of them. A lot of people say don't go four-wheel driving on your own. You always say that, oh, four-wheel drive on your own, you're an idiot. You should have other four-wheel drives and other mates with you, but it's not always the case. And if I had have sat at home instead of going four-wheel driving every time because I didn't have someone to go with me, I wouldn't have got very far or did very much. You know, like there's always going to be that bit of risk there. There's always a bit of risk when you got other people with you as well. You just get out there and have a go, really. Nearly packed up, getting puffed. See what other questions we have. Keep forgetting where I'm up to. What to do if you break a CV in the bush? I've never broken one. I carry a cordless grinder so I can cut the shaft if I snap one, and two will drive it out of there, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. How do you clean your NP's engine after a mud run? Try and avoid mud, it's not good. But for that wind, I don't know if this is the correct way, but I spray all the electricals with WD-40. I then spray everything down with a degreaser. I then turn the car on, and I then spray it out with a hose. Not a high pressure hose, never use a high pressure hose in an engine bay. Jeez, I can't even talk. High pressure hose into an engine bay. It will send water into all your electricals in little places where you don't want to be. It's just a light hose out with your garden hose while the car is running, and then just try and like scrub it and wipe it down as I go, and it comes out alright. It's not perfect, but it definitely gets sort of all the main crap out of there. That's not a recommended technique though, so don't blame me. I don't actually know, that's just what I do. You have to be careful with your electronics. But being a diesel, it normally seems to go alright. Dad tried to do that on his petrol Suzuki, and it threw several engine codes even after I told him not to do it in a petrol, because I have like a different computer system. If you could change anything in your car, what would it be? I don't really change. Like, I kind of thought it all out before this car. I'm pretty happy with how it all came together, to be honest. Not much, nothing. Anyways, I feel like I've gone on and on long enough. I don't want these videos to be too long, you get bored. 10-15 minutes. I feel like I've already covered more than 10-15 minutes worth of footage. But plenty more trip videos coming, because we can get back out camping again now. We still can't cross state borders though, but we can do stuff in New South Wales. Got school holidays about a month, so I have to organise a big trip for then. Yeah, just a few of these other videos in the meantime, and I've just done that cough strip, so that will be coming in 2 to 3 weeks, and we're going to go to the Wattigans again in another week or two. Kaido from Drifter's going to come with us, so I'll have someone different along, which will be good. And yeah, if you have any questions you want answered, let me know, and I can add them to the list for another one of these videos if I ever do one again, if people actually like it, if anyone watches it or not. I'm unpacking my car. Just got home. Anyways, when I got into bloody garbage truck. I don't know, also because I'm filming myself, there's so much sun, I don't know if that's like too bright in my face.
I wish I could go back to the 1900s. You already been out, been like the fruit that grow in my home. I eat it for dessert, right next to the fire that I lit from my phone. Breathing in tons of fumes to make me go.
Yeah. Left hand down a little bit, halfway. Yeah. Right hand down a little bit right, yeah.